Here, go look at the dog. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Hi, Sadie. Okay, dear. What are you doing? What are you doing, my girl? What? What? Oh, my girl. What a puppy. What do you think, Sadie? What do you think?
Now, I suspect she can't pick me out for asking. Asking is just asking, right? Like, who cares? So, here, give me that, and you can open that thing. Well, putting your hand in front of it is kind of dumb. Come on, Sadie, we're going to go look at the plants that I did.
Let's go. Come on. Let's go.
It is really getting warm, isn't it? We should be out on the bikes right now, too. Dan was out for an hour or so today. And I told him, I said, well, we were out for almost 4 or 5... Come on, Sadie. So we were out for nearly 4 or 5 hours. You know, Tim's on oxygen. We had to stop. You were out longer than I. I was out for an hour. I said, yeah, well, we did all sorts of stopovers. That lock needs to be sprayed. So, come here. I'm hoping... These ones have come up. Look at the difference. Look how good these look. And this is... Spikes I shouldn't have been. This is pushing it too. Those might. Like they were starting to make me nervous. I'm hoping it'll go. It's a holly tree that may make it. Those will perk.
Oh, let's see, like a dozen lights behind
these look really. Yeah, well, they're in the passing lane. I'm gonna go. And then they pull back in, and then they're back in the passing lane, and then they pull back in, and dirt, which I've got 2 boxes of dirt. I don't know what to do. Here's this. At that point, I wasn't sure if we had like a motorcycle group that was after us at that point. I don't know. I thought it's not gonna rain for 2 days. We'll keep in the boxes. So. Don't you poop over there. You have been pooping regularly. Yes, we're talking to you. We got more drop out. All that mess. Hip isn't good.
Yeah.
I'm not good. It feels really icky. I'm hoping, see, these are looking a little sad. Let's try to get some more water on this. I mean, they got really beat up with cutting them.
Right.
But there was too much dirt and root ball to just simply try to put them in pots. I didn't know what to do with them.
Right.
So I take it they should survive. They may be a while coming back. Sword ferns have been around in this world, Tim, since before the dinosaurs. Already tells you how hardy these things are, right?
Right.
So I'd be thrilled to pieces because she was so excited. Won't they let? Okay, turn that off and nuke your din-dins.
A couple minutes.
What?
A couple minutes.
I don't know what this is caught on, but it's caught on all sorts of stuff, including the fan. Would you turn okay, why is this plugged in here? Where's my camera? It's down there. Can you hand it to me? Okay, so I sent her an email and I told her you remember a household and now you're on oxygen and you don't get out as much as you should and blah blah blah, and if it's not okay, that's okay, but if it is, well, that would be cool because, and I don't know what else I told her, lots of strange stuff, including You can use the 11-1 email for even him. His name is Jim Thompson. It's like the household email. She may come back with a thing that she needs a different email, which we can figure out at that point.
To get Hotmail.
Well, I'd prefer to put it through Squall Set so I can deal with some of it too with the Zoom, okay? And anyway, look, it's a Sadie out there. She's on patrol. Sadie on patrol. Sadie on patrol. Heads up, Sadie on patrol. It was absolutely beautiful today.
Supposed to get warmer tomorrow.
I don't know what those guys were doing. They pulled out twice. Was I really that much in the road for them? I don't think so. Not on those bikes they shouldn't have been. I kept thinking, what are you doing back there? Like, they were starting to make me nervous.
Up behind me in my mirror, I always do. I see like a dozen lights behind us.
Yeah, well, they're in the passing lane. And then they pulled back in, and then they're back in the passing lane, and then they pull back in, and like, okay. At that point, I wasn't sure if we had, like, you know, a motorcycle group that was after us at that point. I don't know. Anyway, he got out for an hour or so today, too. So, and I'll take this off camera and tell you some of the other stories in a minute. We got more drop-off. Okay.
Deception and straightforward line. Gerard Williams is a journalist.
He was going to think about whether she wants any of
major conflicts.
She's not sure. She's stalking it.
To Iraq. He's convinced Hitler's suicide.
Watch, me is about to jump up there.
I believe that at the end of April 1935, the real Hitler, along with David Brown, was spirited out of the Contra, where they escaped.
Yeah, quite possibly. Told you that we're going to possibly... Oh, I didn't tell you about where we're dropping off at. Oh, I'll tell you about that too. So I quit talking about whatever the neighborhood gossip was, if I can say this. I'm thrilled to pieces with... What was I was thrilled to pieces with? I should have been spraying weeds with Home Hardware industrial vinegar 8 years ago. Boom, they're gone. I went out front and I sprayed one or a couple little hits. They're gone.
That's good.
You got it. Okay, so that's a start.
So what you're telling me is that all that reading I did was useless.
Well, no, in the spring, the first of the spring, some of it has to be done. You have to pull out the ivy.
Right.
You're going to save a whole lap of it, and we're going to give it to Kelly behind us.
Okay.
And I said to her, I said, I don't care where you put it. I mean, you could put it there if you're staying there. Let Mark worry about it. And she just looked at me like, oh, I should do that. I said, it's his problem. I've known him for 40 years. Don't worry about it. She said, I put them in buckets. Well, that's what she should do. Go get a Rubbermaid and put a whole lap of it in, which is basically how I managed to get mine to start. Like laps and laps.
So you want the roots?
You just pull the whole, just pull it out, because you will have a few pieces that come out of the top. But most of that is live, and it will resend. So what dies decomposes, and whatever. There was 2 garbage cans in that bucket that's sitting out on the side of the dog now. I crammed them in. I dumped dirt on top of them, and they came up. Ivy does that. So, but the ivy needs to be dealt with. I thought I would have to have this driveway out here weeded, and it's probably fine. I could go out and rake it. What I do require, Tim, is a, what do we call that, a straight rake?
Yeah.
I need a new one.
Yeah.
I do need a new
Garden
one.
rake.
What? I do.
Rake.
I need a new one. And I need it for the back edge of it, mostly. Because, you know, I do that, and then I reset the gravel with it. So tomorrow we're going out there for 8:15. Afterwards we stop by Marie's. I need to take her flowers. Do you think those would keep in the van if I put them in a water bucket?
Yeah.
I think they would. I've got my stuff organized for it, and we'll take 2 of those, and that's I think they would. I don't know where else to cut flowers right now.
Yeah.
But I am really tickled with the ferns. I really am. I'm sad that a few of these are whatever, but and then I've got a couple of other nice little bushes, and I would love that other bush. Where am I going to put it? I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet.
What are you doing, Sadie?
If somebody could dig it with a backhoe, then you have to carve back the root ball and you have to cut it back. And it would go into, you know where I've got that hydrangea? It would go into a pot that size then.
Okay.
And basically you just cut it all back down and it will come back, is the idea. So, but I'm looking forward to something to eat, and my hip is really bad right now. Actually, it's not as bad sitting in this position because I'm kind of off. I thought I was going to die upstairs with her. And it's cooking in that room. I've got to leave the window open tomorrow or she will just whatever. Yes, there's Sadie Boo. You better not have pooped over there.
I took the small fan down.
I bet she did poop over there. Look at the look.
Here, she's gonna come look at those.
I bet she did.
I don't know if I want to eat that.
He either never met them
you.
or they laughed every time they read.
It's not ice cream. It's gonna be a problem, you. I don't think there's vanilla ice cream yet.
Was actually based on statements given to Soviet interrogators. Statements that witnesses later retracted.
It'll be good when there is, won't it?
Top of the bag.
We know that German prisoners, high-ranking prisoners who had been in the bunker, most likely lied.
There's nothing going through there right now. I've still got the big fan in the window.
What?
I've still got the big fan in the window.
You may need another fan in the other window.
We have to tear that window apart to do that.
Not really. All we have to do is pull the curtain back and put a fan in it.
We
And
put
there-
metal in front of it, dear.
It's only sitting there.
Oh, I thought it was screwed in.
And the other thing is that window needs to have a curtain on it because the sun beats there.
Yes.
I've thought if we could do one of those reflective things on it would help. You know, only to where it's open.
Yeah.
It's all along. And put a reflective thing in.
Tinfoil.
Yeah, well, tinfoil would probably work too.
Well, I'm getting that extra $300 a month for 3 months.
Are you getting it for 3 months? You may not be entitled to the other then anyway. I've got a trap.
2 boxes of.
In fact, you're out here. We could go do that now.
That I might be.
I would
able to
like
get.
the
I don't-
good
I don't
potting
know.
soil put out.
I have no idea.
Because it's not based on.
In case
It's based on
I
something
forget
else.
about it
Everybody's
between
got
now
different
and when it rains.
ideas of
Okay.
whatever it's based on.
Where is it?
By it's the one on the bottom.
Where do you want to put?
I'm going to walk it over there and put it on top of the garbage can. So come on, we're going to go do that. Well, you know what, Tim? It's kind of how life is, right? Oh, Jesus. Uppy. Yes, Sadie, God knows where you are.
Well, we're not going in yet. No, we're not.
Okay. So the top box. We're going to pick up. And we're going to set it down. We'll come back and deal with that in a minute. Yes, this is the heavy one. Oh. Well, it's that, or you've got to come out here and help me put it in a container, right? One of the two. Watch your head.
Here, she's gonna come look at those. I don't know if I want to eat that.
He either never met them or they laughed every time they read.
It's not ice cream. It's gonna be a problem, you. I don't think there's vanilla ice cream yet.
Was actually based on statements given to Soviet interrogators. Statements that witnesses later retracted.
It'll be good when there is, won't it?
We know that German prisoners, high-ranking prisoners who had been in the bunker, most likely lied.
I'm working on it. Let's make the wheelbarrow back out here. But I won't. Oh, Jesus. Huh. And then I don't have to worry about this, and I can get in and out the fridge. And I've got this for when else I'm doing whatever I'm doing with it. I'm working on it. We're gonna set it there and put the tarp over top of it. And then it's probably fine. It'd sit there all fucking winter and it wouldn't matter.
Very cool.
That's cool. I've got pictures of spiders out back. That's a year for there. We fixed that problem, right? That's a good thing, right?
Yep.
Okay, well, we got that for. This has to be pruned. You could come out here and clip this and shape it.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
So you have 2 tasks that you can put on. Where's your piece of paper and your pen? Well, it's supposed to be with you at all times, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So clipping that, and I just want it sort of shaped round, and then doing the ivy. And the ivy, let's work with Sunday morning. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. And then some of it will be straight garbage, and good portions of it, like long, nice, wonky pieces.
I've got
I don't
pictures
know
of
if I
spiders
want to
out
try to
back.
keep
It's
it.
a year for.
I don't know. You could do piles of, long plantables.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've got 2 or 3 hanging baskets that I could try to pull off. They will have to hang outside, i.e. out off of trees or something. And the problem is ivy won't always make it through the winter then. And I don't want to do more of my Rubbermaids because I've got another.
Come look at those. I don't know if I want to
They
eat
said
that.
He either never met them or they laughed every time they read what
not
the
ice
pieces of the
cream.
deck said.
It's gonna be a problem,
It
you.
turns
I don't
out
think there's
the
vanilla
Robbers
ice cream
report
yet.
was actually based on statements given to Soviet interrogators. Statements that witnesses later retracted.
It'll be good when there is, won't it?
We know that German prisoners, high-ranking
Anyway, so I
prisoners who
was
have
saying,
been in the
you know,
bunker,
to perform.
most
And
likely
if you
lied.
were, what was it, Rico on it.
Reno.
Reno weighed 180 pounds.
Yeah.
You see how the difference happens?
Yep.
Okay. So, if that's him next door, I should have handed him that already. No, maybe I won't. I'll just hold off.
Yeah.
Okay. So, anyway, Reno is 180 pounds. How much do you weigh right now?
130.
If you're that. If you're that. And at the best of moments, I am 130. So it's the same thing as me being on that bike. So I do know how it performs. So you ought to be real happy you had those 2 oxygen tanks in it.
Right.
And it wouldn't hurt if we could put more weight in it. We might. I may put, I don't know what to put in that will give it some weight that doesn't take up space.
Yeah, precisely.
Well, a couple of Claiborne bricks would help.
Oh, that's cool.
Which will
pictures of
bring
spiders out back. It's a year
bum
for.
down a bit. Those saddlebags sit really low, and it also brings the weight down really low. I did notice a difference today with it. It actually, the bike seemed to perform or move better. Like at 60 or turning corners or going around. I thought, wow, I feel like I got more stability here.
I love corners on bikes.
Well,
I just love corners.
maybe, but
If I
But
can
with
get a
this
picture
one,
of
with
that.
the,
Is that a
with the
spider
boulevard,
web?
so if those weigh, how much does
Oh,
that
it's one
weigh?
of
Pick
those
it up.
kinds
How
of
much does it
spider
weigh?
webs. Okay, here.
So I'm running an extra 60. Oh, fuck, man, I could be using more than that. I try to keep 50 on each side, 100 pounds in the back. I try to get close to 50 on each side. And at that point, it just glides a little better.
It's hard on your shocks, though.
The bike was meant and built to take a passenger. Why would that be hard on my shocks? A passenger weighs more than 100 pounds.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't be hard on my shocks, would it?
True.
Yeah. Huh. Look, it's a Sadie. She's back. She wants to know why we're sitting out here. Because
Find my
I was
dog.
admiring my ferns. Maybe if I can get a picture of that. Is that a spider web? Oh, it's one of those kinds of spider webs. Okay, here.
That's really cool.
Oh, that's cool. I've got pictures of
Oh, there
spiders
she
out
is.
back.
She's licking that clean.
The body doubles come back.
Yeah, I figured those would work for mixing my paint up in.
It's done.
Like when I'm doing color match, because they're little containers, which is what I'm going to keep them for. I think that I don't think I'll fit cat lamp pots, but I am out of all of my.
Switch.
It's either that or I got to keep using the glasses, and we've only got so many of
body
them.
doubles in the bunker for the short period that remained while they were still alive would have caught fleeting glimpses of Hitler in his uniform,
And by the time I'm done messing with them with that or plaster of Paris, I guess throw them in the garbage. But at least I say, well, I've used them 2 or 3 times over. I don't know how else to fix the plastic issue.
That the real Adolf Hitler and Eva Braun had successfully escaped. The body doubles were executed.
That would explain the hole to the head, wouldn't it? Yeah, basically, yeah.
And that's it. End of history. End of Hitler.
Okay. Yes, did so good, Mew. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
After
I
this,
guess
everybody
that's
felt
good.
that this is what happened. So you
Look, there you are.
With a story.
You're right there.
And they can't still
Look what he does. He puts his paw in front of the damn thing. Yes, I know, I see that. I don't want pictures.
But the official
Look.
was based
No
on
paparazzi. Yeah. No, paparazzi, no.
It
Take
becomes
your
the
foot out of there.
And in this case, what the world has accepted as the truth.
Yeah, there you is. Hoping this would
two U-boats in Argentina,
stop my.
a staging post for the South Pole in June 1945, 2 months after the end of the
I've
war.
got a bunch of flatbreads. They're really cool. They're taco flatbreads. I've got a good dozen of them. I thought I'd take them along and say to Kelly, you know what? I'm sure you can think of something to do with these, or somebody. Here, guys, take a
What
couple.
are they, soft taco shells?
But no, they're like the flatbreads that that I would eat. The tortilla kind of that you do. I don't know, those Greek sandwich things. You know those things. So I've got a bunch of those that came in. They were frozen. They're thawing. I don't know why. They were in with the bread that will, if we needed, for Sadie wanted some buns. I thought, well, if all else, I'd send the stuff to him behind, because, why not? And if not, I'll take them tomorrow, because I saw this today with my neighbors behind us. So we're in there digging plants. He's going, what? And I said, no, look and that. And I looked up, I said, are you even working? And he just looked at me and went, no, not for a while. And this is scary stuff, Tam. And for what it's worth, I do know how this feels, because I'm not entitled to any of the perks, and I bet you the people behind us aren't either. And I bet you Dan isn't either.
You didn't get me the phone number for that.
Well, you weren't home to call, were you? So I'll get them to you for next week. But I think there's a lot of us out here that have not received these wonderful perks that were supposed to help us all along.
Well, I'm getting that extra $300 a month for 3 months.
Are you getting it for 3 months? You may not be entitled to the other then. I've got to track the whole other one. There's another one from the province. It's 1,000 that I might be able to get. I don't know. I have no idea, because it's not based on. It's based on something else. Everybody's got different ideas of whatever it's based on. By the way, that looks really pretty. Look at that. Look at the sun on those. Yeah, so I'll pull a couple of those off for her in the morning. I've got my container there to remind me. And I thought, well, if I put them in water, they should make it in the back. We're gonna go in there. Do I want to try to put my boxes back in the van? I salvaged 2 of them that I had this stuff in. That will go the distance. They need to be banged a few times and then cleaning up. And they need to go back in the van. There's still 2 boxes in there, which is probably fine.
Hi, Sadie. Hello.
Here, you take pictures of her. Here, I'll put it on less than zoom because I can't see her over there. There.
There's the dog.
There's Sadie.
There's Sadie. How's the girl? Huh? How are you, my girl? Yes, we see you. Yes, we do.
So on a complete side note, that's okay, take pictures of something. Complete side note, while he's trying to split these things, he's jumping on it, the spade bounces, he's taking divots out of the front yard.
Oh, gosh.
And I looked at it and I said, well, I did it out here because there's no hope in hell in the gravel if it hits the wrong way.
Yeah.
Good point. Okay, so I managed to replace the, I mean, we're talking a spade went in sideways and took out the spade worth, which I just sort of shoved in. It's got dirt over top of it. It will probably survive. So, what are you doing?
Showing your flowers.
Oh, okay. Well, that's always good.
Yeah.
Huh? Well, yeah, probably is. Let's see what we can do with this. Oh, let's not on now.
Oh, that's good. You look a little cooler.
The Office of Strategic
You're
Service.
actually doing fine with the 2 fans moved around at this point. It's not that bad in here, Tim.
The CIA, and was created in 1942 to carry out covert warfare.
Pardon me? Bad enough? Oh, that's good. You look a little cooler.
The Office of Strategic
You're
Service.
actually doing fine with the 2 fans moved around at this point. It's not that bad in here, Tim.
The CIA, and was created in 1942 to carry out covert warfare.
Pardon me? Oh, that's good. You look a little cooler.
The Office of Strategic
You're
Service.
actually doing fine with the 2 fans moved around at this point. It's not that bad in here, Tim.
The CIA, and was created in 1942 to carry out covert warfare.
Pardon me?
Sabotage.
Well, I think so.
Spying missions.
Wait a minute, what? Oh, there you are. Is it strange here when you can see your... what am I filming? Yeah, it is. It is. And what's this look like? That looks... See? Preparation. So that's because I... That is... Thank you for bringing that there.
Goodness, he was just on my lap.
Conspiracy theorists cite
What is
recently
this,
released
Nia?
FBI papers as proof that Wallace Simpson was a direct link between
Good
the King of
grief.
England and Hitler.
Yes,
The
Nia,
papers
you're a
document secret
Nia.
interview with a Benedictine monk called
No
Father
kidding.
Odo, who was no ordinary Catholic priest, but a highly regarded member of the German
Pistachio
royal
ice cream? I've never tasted pistachio ice cream either. It's not bad, but I don't know if I'd go out and get it specifically, but it's green, Tim. Let me see the container. It's green.
History would have changed.
It's green. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, it's green. And you isn't eating much of that.
And one question has to be answered.
We'll
If
shoot all the
Pest
tomato
was
stuff,
alongside
that's
the
it.
Duke of Kent on a Scottish
Well, let's put
hillside,
on pause. I was
he
talking about
the
South
one
Blocks.
who
Now
stood
you're
trial
talking
at
about what?
Nuremberg at the end of the
On the road today, I almost felt a couple of times in the wind that I needed a second jacket. It was that breezy and cool. What are you doing, Sadie?
I wasn't cold. I was fine most of it, but there was one hit just before they came up behind us. I was fighting with the bite. I was fighting with my glasses too, and I had bugs coming in my face and just the whole bit. And the glasses are going phew, bing, 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 and then the bugs hit me in the eye, and I can't see out of an eye, and like, oh shit, man. That.
And I got dust in my good eye.
Oh wait a minute! I didn't get the evening Sadie picture. There we are. Okay.
Ride that bad.
Now the Twinkie bomb.
I still don't understand why you slow down for the point.
Okay, I'm gonna stop in the bathroom here and
So?
That's what I slowed to, is the posted speed.
And then hello?
He didn't like the fact, that test that they bombed me on, he didn't like the fact that I pulled back away from a larger vehicle. Like when there's oncoming, like trucks and stuff.
Right.
He didn't like that. Which is kind of what you would do anyway at a higher speed. If you're over 50, you would kind of do that, wouldn't you?
I would.
Well, that's what the book says. He doesn't like that. And for what it's worth, I mean, I pretty much have to. The way the bike performs, I have to.
Right.
Anyway, we'll go get food going in a second here, okay? I'm gonna stand up if I can.
What's wrong? You have a brain freeze, and I thought there was something seriously wrong with you.
There is. It's a brain freeze.
Oh, okay. Well,
The monarch simply had a word with the judge, and the will was the
there,
answer.
look at that.
No less,
That,
no way.
yes.
Since I was small, I felt I really didn't belong with the people that I was brought up by. There was just no emotional connection.
And Robert has a clear memory from childhood, which he believes offers further proof.
I had a really vivid recollection of a child being asked by a woman to say, "I'm the king of the castle, you're the dirty rascal," and to do it again and again and again. And there was something enormously poignant about that moment. I believe that the woman who was there was Princess Margaret. She was in Kenya. I would have been 20, 21 months.
But it was only when Robert attended a high society wedding in his early 30s that major suspicions began to form.
I asked an uncle, why am I the only esquire on there? And he sort of jokingly said something like wrong side of the sheets. And literally a light came on.
It's well documented that Princess Margaret did visit Kenya in the 50s, but Robert believes it wasn't just an official visit, it was to visit him, and he has photographic evidence to prove it.
Strange.
This photograph was taken in Kenya in 1956.
Okay, turn that off and nuke your din-dins.
A couple minutes.
What?
A couple minutes.
I don't know what this is caught on, but it's caught on all sorts of stuff, including the fan. Okay, why is this plugged in here? Okay, turn that off.